happening again and no one is talking about it. Yes, you've heard about this AI bubble. There's going to be an AI crash. There's going to be an AI crash. We don't know what's going on.
Oh my God. Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
Well, imagine if you started investing in 1998 and then the bubble crashed when the dot-com boom happened in the 2000s. Or imagine if you started investing in real estate in 2002 and then everything fell apart in 2008. Well, those things happen and something like that is happening again. But I'm going to share with you what that is because this is something nobody is talking about. But I'm going to share with you the real deal and share with you my work so you can see how I came to this conclusion. Let's go.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So let's get right into this. Many of the principles that I'm going to share are directly from my book, Making It. You can get this book absolutely free at makingitbook.com. You just cover the shipping. All right, let's get into this. So there are 7 major companies that are highly invested in AI, artificial intelligence. I'm talking about number 1, Microsoft. Number 2, Amazon. Number 3, Alphabet, Google. Number 4, NVIDIA. Number 5, Meta, otherwise known as Facebook. Number 6, Apple. And of course, Tesla. So these 7 companies at this point pretty much have billions and billions and billions. In fact, these 7 companies have spent over $330 billion in 2025, this year alone. And we are not even done with the year at the time of this recording. And then, of course, we have OpenAI, ChatGPT. They are, of course, the major thing in AI right now. And tons of these 7 companies that I mentioned are all circling the money around and putting the money into OpenAI, and then OpenAI is putting the money into NVIDIA, and then NVIDIA is getting money from Microsoft. And there's this whole big circle jerk that's happening that everyone is actually talking about, and everybody is waiting on this AI bubble. Let me explain. Most of the spending has happened in AI. Most of the gross domestic profit that the United States has actually done this year has been due to spending in AI. All of these companies are working and running to do research, to create the chips, to create the data centers, all of this so that we can actually have AI that will replace humans, where we can have AI predict the weather for us, where we can have AI write papers for us, where we can have AI clean our houses and things, and even the robots and all of that, the money that's being invested with Tesla and the Optimus robot. All of this is all AI, and all of this spending in AI is actually what is making the economy grow. There are people that say without all of this spending in AI, we would actually be in a recession. There's this article right here clearly spells that out. There's also a Yahoo article that talks about how these 7 companies are dominating the S&P 500, meaning all of us are actually kind of invested in AI, whether you have a 401k, whether you have any stocks, whether you have any mutual funds, whether you have a pension. We actually all are betting at this point that AI works. And there is this race between those 7 or 8 companies to be the winner of AI. But there is a big issue that everyone is talking about, and that is the fact that most of these companies that do AI, like OpenAI and ChatGPT, that they are not profitable. Let me explain. There is a big difference between revenue and profit, and that's where all of this really comes into play. OpenAI does have revenue. Of course, Microsoft has revenue. Tesla has revenue. All of those companies that I named, they have revenue. Even NVIDIA, they have revenue. But the amount of money that they spend, according to their revenue, leaves them with no profits whatsoever. There is definitely a big difference between revenue, money coming in for your business, and actual profits, meaning you actually made money after all of the expenses were paid and after you spent all of the money that you were going to spend. And these companies have to spend a lot of money on research and development and actually putting in the work to create all of this AI. And at this time, none of them have been profitable, especially like NVIDIA, for example, and OpenAI. They are not profitable. Yes, they have revenue, but they are not technically profitable. But when you think back to other companies that I named, those 7 companies, one of them was Amazon. Amazon went for 8-9 years without being profitable. And then when they finally did make profits, it exploded. That is what people are expecting to happen with AI. There's a lot of negativity out there about AI and that there is going to be a bubble because they're spending all of this money. They're actually borrowing a lot of the money. And in fact, there is a whole like circle going on where they borrow money to buy chips from this company, then this company buys from that company. And in fact, with NVIDIA, they are basically paying their customers to buy their product. Let me explain. So Oracle is one of the major companies. Larry Ellison, you already know it's a major company. In fact, he was the richest person in the world for like a day or two. And then they gave Elon Musk $1 trillion pay package. And now he's the richest person again. But we're not even going to worry about that foolishness. Those quick articles are just something I'm referencing. But just know that Oracle actually is a really big company. They've been around for a lot of years and they make the data centers. Then we have NVIDIA. NVIDIA makes the chips. The chips are what OpenAI needs in order to run the AI and do and spit out the data that we see. So basically to break this down really simply, there is kind of a circle going on where NVIDIA essentially is paying their customers to buy their product because Oracle is borrowing from Microsoft and then Microsoft is then buying the chips from this person and then they're buying that. It comes out without getting into all of the nonsense of it, where NVIDIA essentially is paying their customers to buy their products. And so many people are easily able to see, hey, this is going to create a bubble because these companies are not actually profitable, yet they're spending trillions of dollars. Right now it's billions, but in fact, OpenAI has over $1 trillion committed in spending in order to continue with ChatGPT and Sora and all of the other products that they're going to come out with that use AI. And most people think that this is very negative. Okay. Noelle Randall is telling you what the masses are already talking about. They think, oh man, there's going to be an AI bubble because of this circle that I just named. And truly, NVIDIA is kind of one of the canaries in the coal mine because you can easily see that they are paying their customers to buy their product. However, let's be clear. This happened in 1998 with the dot-com boom. Then it happened again in real estate when there was a real estate boom with the subprime mortgages. But this is a little bit different because it is more similar to the dot-com boom. But here is what people miss out on and that they're not talking about. There will be a winner. Someone is going to figure out how to make money with this. And just because we don't know the answer right now doesn't mean they're not going to figure out how to make money with this. Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, NVIDIA, Oracle, one of those companies or two or three of them are going to be major winners and they're going to make a ton of money once they figure out how to become profitable with AI. The problem that I see, though, is most of us are watching all of these AI bubble videos, watching about the little circle of how the money is going round and around and all these different YouTubers and Instagrammers and TikTokers. Everyone wants to explain how the money is going into a circle. But what they're not talking about is how that doesn't really matter to you. Let me explain. Yes, we are all invested in AI. Those 7 companies are spending like crazy. And in fact, the amount of money that they have spent, over $330 billion, it is more than the GDP of certain countries like Portugal and Spain and different things like that. They have spent so much money that they have spent more money than those countries make in all of a year. Okay. The whole country makes. So yes, essentially we as people, consumers, even if we don't buy, AI stocks or we're not watching what's going on with AI and we see this bubble, we are going to be affected by it because essentially the entire S&P index and all of the funds and all of the top 500 companies that we base the stock market on, they have investments in AI. So essentially, no matter if you have any investment, you are invested in AI in some way, shape, or form through your pension, through your 401k, through your mutual funds, through your stocks, whatever. But we probably are not going to crash out if that's not what we're doing for our living. This is not how we're making money, and we're not betting on AI to make us a bunch of money. So most people are watching all of this content about the AI bubble and, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to these companies? And in 99% of the cases, it will affect you almost nothing. And what it ends up being is a distraction. You would be better off to focus on what you are doing. Stop looking at all of the news. This is no different than some of the other stuff that's going on in the news with other countries, China and Russia and immigration, and Donald Trump said this and Joe Biden said this, and all of these things that are used to distract you. If you focus in on what you do for money and you increase your income and you stay focused in on what it is that you do to make money, you will actually survive this AI bubble and most likely not even be affected by it at all. I do real estate, and real estate is still the #1 way to wealth. And I promise you, they are not going to embed some technology or some app that you can live in. People will still need to live in homes, apartments, condos, townhouses. And that is why I stick with real estate and I don't just worry about everything that's going on in the economy. You have to learn to ignore these distractions and focus in on what it is that you do to earn an income and what you do to be successful. All this AI talk has nothing to do with you. There's going to be a winner in AI. They're going to spend nearly $500 billion by the end of 2026 on AI. That has nothing to do with most people. And that's not how most of us make our money. So I have no idea why someone and everyone is so interested in these companies and why they would invest their money in these companies. You should not. If you don't have a ton of money to risk, because again, it's a gamble and there's going to be a winner, but most people are going to lose. Just like in the .com bust, just like in the real estate bust, there's going to be a lot of losers, but there are going to be some winners. The winners have already set their mark. They've already started running. Those 7 companies that I named, 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, they are going to win the AI race. You and me, we're probably not going to win the AI race, and we shouldn't even get in that race. They already started running. They spent billions of dollars and they are gone. They are off to the races. You and I, we need to stay focused on what it is that we do to earn income, and we need to stick together and do that and not be distracted by all of the nonsense of how much money they are spending on AI. One more point. You can benefit from a recession. There are going to be tons of people that lose out. They invested very heavily in AI and they are going to lose their homes. That's a great opportunity for me to pick up some foreclosures. Maybe that's a great opportunity for you to pick up some foreclosures. Recessions actually do create millionaires. So more than worrying about the AI bubble, you should be figuring out how you're going to benefit when it pops. What are going to be some of the downfalls where you can start picking up assets at a discount? Picking up stocks when the stock market goes down. Again, that's an opportunity for you. So don't just think this is all negativity. Hey, let whatever happen. And you just be ready with your plan to make money and how you are going to invest on these discounted assets, because there will be discounted assets. And last but not least, you need to get this Making It book. This book here you can get at makingitbook.com. You can get this book absolutely free. You just cover the shipping. This is a book that I wrote with 9 other people that are entrepreneurs that actually have their business, and they are giving you their secrets, their real stories of struggle and success. Every success has some struggle behind it, and there are strategies to overcome those struggles. And we outline them in this book right here. And you can get this book again absolutely free. You just cover the shipping at makingitbook.com. You want to go there right now and we will ship this book to you absolutely free. These are real entrepreneurs, not just Noelle Randall, that have gone through some amazing things creating their businesses. And they have some amazing strategies for you so that you can be successful too. AI and all of the AI talk is a distraction. You need to focus in on your income and what you are going to do to increase your income and to start stacking away money so that you can buy distressed assets. That is an amazing way to get wealthy really quickly. Many, many millionaires have been created through recessions and through bad times. You just have to be prepared, and reading books will actually help you get to that next level, because readers are leaders and there are lessons in these books that you can take with you. And this book, again, is absolutely free. You just cover the shipping. Again, go to makingitbook.com right now and get this book absolutely free, and we will ship it out. This book is unlike any other book because it has real stories and real strategies for success on how to overcome struggles. Don't get distracted by AI. Focus in on yourself and get the Making It book. Why? Because I want to make sure that you have all of the knowledge, all of the tools, and all of the resources that you need to be successful. This is Noelle Randall. To your success. Hey, hey, all right, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I love you, and make sure you share this video with anyone that you think could use this content, because this is important. We are stronger together. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.